Morning. So today I just wanted to play around with some circle shapes and make cacti, actually. So some fun ones that are available, online and things like that. You can doodle them, you can paint them, you can do watercolor, whatever you feel like. But I wanted to use my circle punches and try that. So I've just chosen some pretty green paper. Normally cacti are a little bit brighter than this, but you could do whatever you feel like. So if you like more mutual or muted colors, you can obviously do that. And then you can just play with your shapes. So all I've done is cut out a circle and then I cut off parts of it. So I just pop it in kind of thing. I can show you with a smaller one here. So you just cut one out. And then you cut out part of it, right? So what you're doing is you're creating part of your circle for your extension on your prickly pear cactus. And then I use some cute little flowers that I punched out from some hot pink cardstock. And you can potentially, do whatever you feel like. So this is, let's see, a half circle that I've put through my crimper. Not a half circle, more than a half circle. And I just cut off a little piece, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it down. If you find this, glue stick doesn't really work, obviously you can try something else. It depends, because this is ridged now, so I don't know if it'll stick. But you can just do that, and then you just put your little hot pink flower. You can use orange, you can do whatever color you like, but it's a lot of fun to play with different colors. And it's a great way to add a little bit of dimension to, I don't know, a card, whatever you feel like. Now, if you wanted to do something a little bit different, you could do like a background first, and then you can do a separate kind of deal. So in this case, I would have my shape like this, and I cut off part of it just to give it a horizon. So basically this is the sky. You could do this in an orange or a yellow, so it looked like a desert sunset kind of thing, but I had this really pretty watercolor blue kind of thing, and that's what I'm going to use. So what you can do is you can do the same thing as in the book that I did earlier, but what you can do is you can just you could do this with dimensional tape too, like some foam tape or whatever you feel like, obviously. So you can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, you can do whatever you like. But I thought it'd be kind of cute too. Make it go over the edge a little bit just to give it that dimension. And then you just put your little flowers on there, and you can just give them a little bit of a, crimp them a little bit or make them pop a little bit more. And then you can just add your little flowers to it. Again, you can use a half a one in behind if you like, just to make it look more dimensional. And then you have something like that. And then what you can do, so this one I cut out of a smaller one. You can use this one or this one. Let's see, which one should we do? I don't know. Use your imagination. You can go whichever way you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one through the crimper to give it a little bit more dimension. It doesn't always go straight through, so if it's a little crooked, I don't really mind. And then you can just sort of attach that like this. You could use a different color flower if you wanted to, or you could just use the same one. It'll look just as pretty either way. I thought that would be kind of cute. So you can make a bunch of these ahead of time, your own embellishments kind of thing. And then, you can put some foam tape on the back and do it that way. Or if that is agreeable, let's see, you could use some dimensional paint. If you have Nouveau drops or whatever, you could do your little, your little dots or whatever to give it a little bit more dimension, whichever you like. I thought they'd be kind of cute. And then you can just, do whatever you feel like. Maybe I'll do bright green. Let's see. I think it'll be just as cute. There. You can do it that way. I think that's kind of cute too. So as you can see, you can just sort of, do whatever you feel like. But either way, they turn out really nicely. You can do the same thing with these if you wanted to, and you can do potentially like a whole little cactus garden kind of thing. So you could do really, really large ones if you wanted to, and then you could just sort of build on that, which is kind of cool. So you do a whole garden kind of thing. And it's okay if some of the shapes are not exactly, that's fine. I'll try to line it up as much as possible. Oops. This glue is probably not the best for this kind of thing, but it's the one I have out, so it'll do just fine. You can just add whatever you feel like. You can do these in orange, you can do them in yellow, you can do them, whatever color. But layering them gives it a nicer effect and gives it more of a, like a planter kind of feel, which is kind of cool. I'm just staggering them a bit. Now, the word cactus comes from the Latin word cactus, which means a spiny plant. So they represent, endurance and, life. It's not always easy, obviously. So a cactus represents kind of the ability to endure the harshness of life, which is kind of cool if you think about it. And then I only have this color left, but that's okay. I'm just going to make it work. Do they really come in different colors when you do this? No, probably not, but it looks like it's sort of, in the distance, whatever you feel like doing. I kind of like the idea of just being able to layer all the different colors. It just gives a little bit more dimension. Oops. And you can go either way, doesn't matter. So, and then you can add your dots to these too. You can just keep it simple. You could just do white ones if you wanted to. So, oops, I didn't know too well. You can make the flowers more accented if you want to. I'm going to let it dry before you do anything else. Yeah, just do whatever you feel like. You can do the little spiny parts if you wanted to, which would be kind of cute. You just draw those on. Just little V's. Just, use your imagination kind of thing. Just add them here and there. It doesn't have to be completely everywhere. But again, let it dry. If you wanted to, you could obviously run these through the crimper too. Kind of cool. You can add more flowers. It could be in full bloom kind of thing. You could do lots of different circles, any which way you want. So that's the way I've been planning on making these. I've been trying to do this for quite some time. I just never got around to it for some odd reason. And you can draw your lines on here if you wanted to, if you didn't want to put it through the crimper and you wanted to draw your, you know, lines instead. That's okay too. You could do it either way. But these are the simplest way I can think of making these little guys. And I think they're really stinking cute. And you can make them as dimensional as you want. You can make them as separate little embellishments like this. So you can use them in a journal or on a card or things like that. But you can always put that in there too. You know, you do them in blue if you wanted to, or you could do them in orange or yellow for Santa Fe kind of, you know, desert sky kind of thing. You can add some gray pieces for rocks and things like that if you want it. But it's a cute little cactus garden. I think it turned out well. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.